What's up, it's your boy Luke. A brand new episode of Family Talk starts now. Hey, what's up, it's your boy Luke Sanders, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Family Talk for Cartoon Network and Black Cartoons Special. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it because I figured why not talk about cartoons and Black cartoons and Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network really doesn't get their shine because Cartoon Network really is dope. And Cartoon Network, out of all the kids channels, or like most known kid channels, is the only cartoon-based channel. Like Disney Channel has cartoons and sitcoms. Same thing with Nickelodeon. But yeah, so I just want to go ahead and give Cartoon Network and Black cartoons as well their shout-outs because I don't feel like they do. So first, I'm going to start with my favorite Cartoon Network shows, which will be Camp Lazlo, Codename Kids Next Door, Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, My Gym Partner is a Monkey, which people be trying because they be acting like they don't remember that, Scooby-Doo, the whole franchise, because a lot of that's on Cartoon Network, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. So there's so much that I didn't mention, but these are just the ones that I can think of. That's off the top of my head, and that are my favorite cartoons. But yeah, definitely love me some Camp Lazlo because Camp Lazlo is just, I haven't watched it in a minute. I feel like I looked to see, yeah, I did look. I don't know why it's not on Max because Max usually has most of Cartoon Network stuff. And then Codename Kids Next Door, that's on Max, I believe. I'm dating myself at this point, but I don't even think people may remember, but Video Nows basically is like the DVD version of an MP3 player or iPod for people, if that makes more sense to you, if you understand, yeah. But basically, the iPod is the Apple version of an MP3 player. But anyway, but yeah, that's what it basically was, or really like the DVD version of a CD player. Like it literally looked like that. I used to love it. It was so cool. It had like these discs that you can buy and you could watch. I used to watch that when I was a kid when we used to travel. So much fun. But I remember watching that on there. I had all the stuff. One thing I will collect is some DVDs and some CDs. Well, I used to, but you know how they are with physical copies of different shows and music and movies and stuff. But yeah, back when they had more CDs and DVDs out, I definitely was collecting them. But yeah, I definitely remember watching that. Foster's Home of Imagination, love that show, still love that show. And I watch these videos on TikTok and they be having all these conspiracy theories, but they be making sense. I'm like, okay, nope, I don't want to know that. Please don't, because I don't, just let me think, let me be naive, let me live in, what am I trying to say? Let me live blissfully being naive. So yeah, but yeah, that was definitely a good show. Blue always had me cracking up. And then Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, that was hilarious because Mandy she just didn't give no types of nothing. Like she didn't care. Like she was just very monotone. Like, oh, okay, all right. Like, and then Billy was just like, just annoyingly like just dumb, really, for the lack of better words. Like, just like, come on now. And then Grim, the Grim Reaper, he was kind of like, I guess you could say the patriarch, but yeah. Definitely interesting, adventurous show. Oh, I forgot to put Powerpuff Girls. Now, y'all can laugh if y'all want to, but the Powerpuff Girls has storylines. Well, it has stories, because I know storylines has a negative connotation, but one day, I think this is during COVID, you know, everybody had more time, so I was like, I watched the Powerpuff Girls, of course, but I don't think I watched it, like, all the way through. So I was like, why not watch it all the way through? So I did. I'm like, Powerpuff Girls, the stories that they had, the episodes they had, and like, I'm like, this was a good show. No wonder it lasted for a while. Like, it was a good show. But yeah, shout out to the Powerpuff Girls, because that's my jam. I mean, it is what it is. Say what you want to say, but Powerpuff Girls definitely is a good show. And then my next show that is one of my favorites from Cartoon Network is My Gym Partner is a Monkey. Now, people don't remember this as much. Like, this show is not like a top Cartoon Network show, but I'm just like, hey, I don't remember My Gym Partner is a Monkey. At first, I thought he was saying something else. I was like, okay, so we cussing now. But yeah, I would sing the song, but I don't. Yeah, I don't even know if I would get copyrighted because. But yeah, basically it was a show about this. I think he was in high school, and he had a monkey as a pet. I haven't watched because I can't find it. I looked it up, but I couldn't find it, so I haven't watched it in a minute. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, how people not remember that? And then Scooby Doo. So, all kind of Scooby Doo shows. I mean, I liked a pup named Scooby Doo, the Scrappy Doo show. What's that one called? The probably one of the most popular ones. What is that called? What's happened to Scooby Doo, or where's Scooby Doo, or something. That was my jam. Oh, I can't remember. I can't believe I didn't remember Wacky Racers. Now, Wacky Racers, I believe, has a movie out now, but Wacky Racers, which I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need y'all to figure out something because Cartoon Network has basically like a sister network, or not a sister network, I guess, quote unquote, for the lack of better words, like a spin-off network, like Boomerang. But I'm like, Boomerang is only available on certain cable providers, and it'd be outdated. Like the commercials, they still play the same commercials from when I was a kid, some of them. And I'm just like, y'all need to do a little bit more Boomerang, because Boomerang is where it be popping. Like, they be having shows that don't really air anywhere else. So I'm like, okay, because, Nickelodeon got a bajillion channels. They got Nick 2, depending on your cable provider, Nicktoons, Teen Nick, Nick Jr., Nick at Night is on Nick, and then I feel like I'm forgetting something. And then I don't know what they're doing with Nick Rewind, because they only doing that, I think, on Teen Nick from last time I checked, at night. I'm like, I need to make Nick Rewind a whole channel, but I don't know. Maybe I feel like it'll be a little bit too similar to Nicktoons, but I'm like, no, yeah, I can figure it out. I thought they were going to do this. I don't know what happened. And then Disney, we got then a lot of Nickelodeon stuff is on Paramount Plus. And then you got Disney, you got Disney Plus, of course, Disney Junior, Disney XD. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but yeah. But Nickelodeon, yeah, they got the most channels. And I'm not talking about affiliates. Like, I know, like, Disney either owns all or owns some of Fox and ABC, and then has hands in Freeform. So, yeah, I know they have a lot of different things that they have ownership of. So, yeah, but definitely love Scooby-Doo. Definitely love Wacky Racers, like I was saying. And then, yeah, next up I have Courage the Cowardly Dog. So, Courage the Cowardly Dog used to scare the crap out of me, but I love watching it because Courage was hilarious. And what was his name? The old guy. I forgot, but yeah. But I mean, if you look back, it was kind of creepy. They lived in a house, like an old rickety house in the middle of nowhere, with all these like scary characters popping up, and Courage literally doesn't have any courage hardly. So, of course, that's a play on words. But he don't talk. Like, you gotta give him name props for making a whole show around starting a character that don't talk. You literally just hear him react and his facial expressions, like, yeah. So yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog, that was my jam. But yeah, next up I am talking about popular black cartoons, which unfortunately is not a whole lot. Not just popular black cartoons, but black cartoons in general. Like, when you think of black cartoons, you're probably going to think of the ones I'm about to name. So yeah, definitely want to have black cartoons because representation is important, especially for kids, for them to see themselves in shows that they watch, which will be a lot of cartoons and just in general, so definitely like to be a part of, helping that happen because, like I said, representation is important, especially for kids. But yeah, so Static Shock, which is a superhero, lasted for 4 seasons for 4 years and premiered in 2000. Little Bill and Fat Albert were shows that either Bill Cosby produced, and I understand, what's happening, what's been said in the media, but just talking about these shows specifically, and not about what's happened, just what these shows have done, and how important they are to the black community and black animation community and black entertainment community. Just talking about that in itself. Little Bill. Now I did used to love Little Bill because that came out when I was a kid. That literally came out the year I was born. So lasted for 4 seasons for 5 years. 1999 is when it premiered. I used to watch that. I used to love Little Bill for sure. And then Fat Albert, like I didn't know that it lasted this long. Of course, I'm not here for the negative connotation about him literally being fat. I mean, that's his name. I'm not here for that. But he was a positive role model. So I'll give props where props is due for that. But yeah, Fat Albert lasted for 8 seasons for 13 years, which premiered in 1972. You know how some cartoons, they do. Like SpongeBob, I think is on season 13 or 14. And this is their 25th year airing. It's their 25th year airing. So, yeah, that's how cartoons be sometimes. But yeah, and then next up is Craig of the Creek. So Craig of the Creek is becoming more popular. It's still going. It premiered in 2018, and it's still airing, and it's on the 6th season. And it's either been Emmy nominated or it has won Emmys. But yeah, Craig of the Creek is another black cartoon. So that's on Cartoon Network. Fat Albert, I'm not exactly sure what network that came on. Little Bill was on Nick Jr. I remember that. And Static Shock, I think, was on like CW. I could be wrong, but it kind of feel like it's kind of like, yeah, could be wrong though. And then next up is Proud Family, the original Proud Family cartoon, which I love and still love down. I don't know what happened to the 3rd season because it's not on Disney Plus. I don't know why, but definitely love that. Proud Family. That was my jam. I remember that, and that was on Disney. That was on Disney Channel. I remember when that came out. That came out in 2001 and aired for 3 years and 3 seasons. And then next they did a reboot 18 years later, Proud Family Louder and Prouder, which is on Disney Plus and has been aired for 2 seasons. Now, and I saw somebody online talking about this, and I went online too because I was like, okay, now what happened? Because they said they're gonna renew for a 3rd season. The last 2 seasons they came out with premiered in February. So, but we don't have no date, no time frame, no season, like spring, summer. Well, of course now summer, fall, and winter. When the new season's gonna come out. But they've been renewed for a 3rd season. But they ain't said boo, cat, nothing. About when they're gonna come out with the new season. So I don't know, but I know somebody online was talking about that. Like, where's the where's the new season? Because they've been getting a lot of award nominations, and they've been winning awards. So, yeah, I know that doesn't, equal or equate to ratings, but, I mean, they was renewed for a 3rd season, so they got to be getting watched some, a great amount, So, yeah. But, yeah, I wanted to shine light on Cartoon Network because Cartoon Network, they have black cartoons, Craig of the Creek, and I feel like they might have more. Oh, they have definitely black cartoon characters, but a black, what's it called? A black, not dominated, what's the word? Predominant. A predominantly black cast, or predominantly black cartoon cast. So I think that's really cool. And then Cartoon Network, you don't really hear, I know it's voice acting, but still acting, it's still entertainment. You don't really hear too much about, I haven't heard anything honestly about negative experiences, with Cartoon Network. So definitely want to give them a shout out to that. And I mean, just because of course I know I haven't heard and it hasn't really been much talk or any talk at all, doesn't mean anything hasn't happened, but still, so props to Cartoon Network. And shout out to all these black cartoons because representation is important, like I said, and we gotta support, So I'm grateful that there are more cartoons coming out. Like, there's some cartoons that I hadn't named yet because I hadn't watched them yet, so I didn't want to, But I know there's some other black cartoons. I know there's Young Love on Max, which is a show which is really cool. I haven't heard of this happening before. From that short, is it Young Love or Hair Love? I think it's Hair Love. From the short that was Emmy Award winning cartoon short, I think it was called Young Love. We got a whole show on Max now from that short, which is really cool. And then you got the new Little Mermaid Disney Junior series coming. And then I might be missing. Oh, there's one. Where is that? What? I can't believe I'm blanking because I haven't looked at it too much. There's one about like an African animated cast. I can't remember who's or what network or stream services releasing that. And then there's something else. Oh yeah, and then the new Fairly Odd Parents show that has a black, because Timmy, he's usually the godchild, but in this cartoon it's a black girl. She's the godchild, and she has an afro. So I think that's really cool because you really don't see an afro in too many cartoons. You really don't really see an afro when you see kids even in sitcoms or what have you. So I think that's really cool to see that. But yeah, let me know if you still watch black cartoons and how you support black cartoons and how you get down with Cartoon Network, how you watch them or how do you feel about Cartoon Network. And if there's some black cartoons or Cartoon Network shows that I didn't miss that you love, feel free to send a message to us on Family Talk Limited Podcast or at Family Talk Limited Podcast on Facebook or at my Facebook at Luke Sanders. Leave us a comment on our socials or on my social and on Family Talk's Facebook. I was saying socials as if we had more than one. But yeah, as of right now we have a Facebook page. And then of course our other co-host, Brenda Sanders. You can follow her at Brenda Hoskins on Facebook. And feel free to let us know. You can comment on here. You can leave a comment on our podcast platforms. And be sure to come back here next week for a brand new episode of Family Talk.
Hey, it's Brenda Sanders.
What's up? It's your boy Luke Sanders, and here's what's coming.
It's a Family Talk.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Luke Sanders, and next week I am going to be talking about my entertainment fails in our Trickle episode, because if you thought last year's 2 episodes was good about entertainment fails, you're going to definitely want to tune into next week's episode, because I'm not even giving y'all a full trailer about next week's episode because it's that good. So make sure you tune in next Thursday, June 20th for a brand new episode of Family Talk.
Hey, it's Brenda Sanders.
What's up? It's your boy Luke P. Sanders. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Family Talk. Be sure to follow us at Family Talk Limited Podcast on Facebook.